needs a
Can you just like adjust that part of it? No. Hey, look at me.
Yeah.
Look at me. Adjust that part, like lift it up. No. Just lift it. Yeah. And then tilt your mic down.
boom shakalaka.
And tilt it a little bit more down so it's pointing at your mouth.
My players.
Is that good?
Yep.
All
That
right.
is so good. All right.
That was a Veep reference, by the way. Boom shakalaka,
Yes,
my players. Yeah.
that is a beat reference.
So it's a double episode today because we skipped a week. Summer's
Yes.
a little difficult for
Summer's
us.
a little bit of a mess. We pulled it out today despite vomiting, all manner of mishaps.
Kids and sports and
We've
all that
got
kind of
two
stuff.
sick little ones in sports.
Yeah. Are you fully in the shot there, Missy?
Mr. Psych has a demanding golf schedule. I think I am fully in the shot.
Okay, I just can't see. It was a big golf weekend.
Yeah, big golf weekend.
Yeah, it's just been overall busy, but
Yes.
we did listen to both 2 episodes. The first one was Bert and Tom, which was great, and then this recent one was at 191 was Ari and Tom.
Yes.
Which 2 really good episodes. Which one did you like the best?
Bert and Tom.
Bert and Tom.
Yeah, that was
Tom
just
and
so
Bert.
in my wheelhouse.
Does one go topless and the other wears a shirt?
I can neither confirm nor deny. But yeah, welcome back to Talking Bears, guys. Sorry we're a little scattered, but we're going to focus up because these were 2 very good episodes and we are excited to be here.
It's super late.
I know it's super late. Highly, highly unofficial recap show of our favorite podcast. Here we
You
are.
start us off. Let's come on.
Okay,
Let's go
let's
with
talk
your
about
notes.
it. Previous episode,
Yeah.
Bert and Tom back together. Loved that they dove right into squirting.
That was the best part.
Yes, that Bert was willing to kind of bare his soul and open himself up to ridicule. He knew right off the bat that people were going to say, "Oh, you can't fuck. That's why. That's why you think."
You can't. Yeah, you can't make a girl.
But he was
squirt.
willing to be like, "Hey, no, this isn't a real thing. I don't think. It's an invention of the
He thought it was like a new
porn industry."
He thought it was a new fad.
Yeah. Is
Okay.
squirting real, Mr. Psych?
That's what I was going to ask you. So there's 2 ways to think about it. Is it real and is it pee? And I think if it shoots out, it's pee. I think if it more like gushes, it's not pee.
If it is pee, does that cheapen what you've accomplished in getting someone to the point of squirting?
No, because you're like hitting it so good.
You're
that,
psyched about it
yeah,
either way.
Yeah, either way. But didn't they bring up that somebody was talking about like they drained everything out of their system and then it still happened where
and they've done
I don't know.
They had a really pretty extensive scientific experiment where they tested how much of it was urine, and there was always a little bit of urine, I want to say.
Yeah.
I won't misquote the percentages, but yeah, it's a little bit pee and there's something else.
Oh,
as
really?
well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Have you ever squirted?
Yes.
I knew that.
Yes.
Does it feel like
super
you have
recently
to pee
as well? It does feel like you have to pee. I completely, I think as a lady, I think I understand why you didn't hear about squirting. It's so inappropriately, Bert goes, "Why didn't our moms tell us that they were squirting?"
Well, I haven't answered that. I didn't hear anything about my mom's sex life. Thank God. So
your mom tries to tell you things about her sex life,
God.
but you drown it out.
I had to really jump off this balcony. So what's your theory of why?
Oh, I think it had to become. I think it had to go mainstream before anyone was willing to talk about it.
Admit it?
Yes, because I think people pulled away from the sensation because it's really distinct and it does feel like you're going to pee.
Yeah.
And so I think you get embarrassed and you pull out of it, whereas you could go the other way, road less traveled, lean into it and have the opportunity to squirt.
Yeah.
We personally know a big squirter who in her previous marriage was with a conservative church-going guy who told her it was shameful the way that she orgasmed, that it was too much. She made a mess on the bed. And so I think people either let themselves be shamed or like pulled away.
That's what was happening back in the day, is what you're saying.
I think that's what was happening back in the day.
Those guys, the wife beaters.
Yeah.
We're like, don't you do that.
Yep.
But now
abusers.
it's like a show of like pride.
Yeah.
Look what you made her do.
Good. And I think you had to have someone, I don't know, on TikTok. You have to see a TikTok that's like, if you think you're going to pee, lean into it.
Yeah.
And then
TikTok teaches you everything.
Then there are hundreds of thousands of women that are like, oh, okay. I've been like pulling away or saying, I got to run to the bathroom.
Yeah.
But here we are.
All right.
Yeah.
So
new frontier.
Bert turned around on it after talking to that comedian, and I forgot her name, the one that called.
Yes, I do too. I listened to this last week, and I totally spaced on it, but she was really cool.
So did Bert change? Do you think he changed his mind, whether it was real or not?
I felt like he did.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I imagine Bert to be a visual learner. I think he would have to see it.
Well, no, because he did talk about some dates with Leanne.
Yeah.
Or times with Leanne where like he's like, oh, I remember this time she said she had to pee or whatever like that. I
definitely, as a younger Maddie, pulled away if I would have known more.
Really?
If I had known more, I could have done more. I could have just leaned into it.
Don't be bitter. Be better. So as a younger Maddie, you could have done it at that point.
I think so. Yeah. It took like a very distinct experience for me to realize, oh, something more can happen than.
I'm trying to think of that sensation as a guy. If I felt like I had to pee like a real, but it was going to feel good, I'd just pee on it. I don't know if I'd hold back. I'd be like, oh, okay, here comes something.
Let's see what percentage of this is urine.
I mean, I don't know.
I mean, yeah,
something's going right.
There's a different mindset there. There's a lot more like shame built into your sexuality for girls from a young age.
Yeah, you
could say.
Okay, get it.
There it is.
Hold on, I had something else about that. Did I say? So I don't know. Do you got anything more on the squirting? Did you want to say anything about it?
No. I wish I had re-listened to parts of this episode because my next note after why weren't there squirters in the past is, would you smoke a blunt with cocaine in it?
Oh God, no. No way. Yeah,
why would I even ask you that? Because I know you wouldn't.
Yeah, gosh, no. Oh, hey, I don't know why. Your little contraption's falling here.
Ooh.
I got it.
Sorry, Mr.
I got it.
Thank you.
No, yeah, that's an easy question.
That's a no. It's a no then.
There's nothing to do with like hard drugs or something like that. I'd just be too afraid.
I'd be
miserable.
I can't even picture you being at a party and someone passing a blunt and you being willing to take anything that you weren't 1,000% sure on.
I might show my age here or my lack of knowing about drugs. It's like back in the Vegas days when somebody's like, man, did you do Molly or whatever, they have a name for it, and I'm just like, I'm not sure I know what that is. I think I might know what that is, but I don't know when you started calling it by this girl's name.
Tell me some other names that you would ascribe to that particular libation.
So I mean,
I know what Molly is. I was gonna make sure
it doesn't what makes it a blunt means it's like laced with something, or is it just mean it's rolled in something different, or Like,
okay, I don't know.
Yeah, am I asking the wrong person?
Are you asking the person who didn't even see weed until they were 30?
Yeah. No, I don't.
I thought a blunt is just like flour rolled
Like a joint
in
Yeah.
paper,
Yeah.
rolling paper.
No, I don't think that. I think a blunt is like another. Actually, I think it's. I could be. This could be really way off, but I thought it was like weed in like a cigar. Like they take a Swisher Sweet or something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe empty it out and then put weed in it. I don't know.
Dang, guys.
I don't know. I was like the old school. Are they zigzags of paper or whatever? Yeah.
I feel like it's still a blunt if it's just a rolled.
I think you're wrong on that. Somebody correct us
marijuana.
Please, somebody correct us in the comments. No. So answer your question. No.
No.
Did you? Did you, for a quick second, when Bert was talking about people talking bad about him and then him meeting him, remember that portion of the show? And he was like, I've even had people backstage and then they say something bad about me, or I meet them backstage. And did you have to like think for 1 second, like, I didn't say anything bad about Bert ever, did I?
Oh, no.
Because we wouldn't.
I didn't think that, especially because I understood it in the context of someone's making a joke publicly.
Like meme?
Yeah, like memes.
Well, I mean, we're doing this publicly. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
But we've never said anything bad. We would never say anything bad about either.
We would. Yeah. And then he meets them. No.
I did. I paused for a second. I'm like, man, I don't. Like, because, immediately you think somebody's talking about you.
Not
like,
me.
Yeah, I do. I'm like, no, okay, that wasn't. Okay, man.
You narcissist.
Hey, they also brought up, or he brought up, like, and it kind of reminded me of you and your fans. Like, he brought up that lady that came up to him in the airport or whatever. Is like, you're not gonna whip out your dick or whatever, or you're not gonna get naked, are you? Or just being really like upfront and like vulgar with him, like right off the bat. And he's like, lady, you could just came up and said like big fan, and it reminded me of like you and your fans, like when you're like, hey, when you message me or DM me, if you just like say something interesting or ask a question or just like act like like we're friends, like you'll get a friendly response and like a back and forth maybe or something if you hold my attention. But like a lot of guys, like to you, like are immediately like just straight into like where would you put my cock if I was there with you right
Could
now?
You handle a dick like mine?
Yeah, which is fine. I mean, yeah, but it's just like they would get such a more like interactive response out of you if they were just like, how's your day going? Your stuff, your content's good. How do you feel about this? You know what I mean? Something interesting.
Chick.
Yeah. Because I think that's
fair point, Mr.
That's the
Psych.
only way you could get the attention of somebody that has a lot of attention on them, if that makes sense. Like if you saw Bert in an airport, doing something that every single person does, like you maybe yelling the machine or whatever, like he is not gonna remember that because he probably gets it 1,000 times a day. And just like somebody messaging you, either with a dick pic or whatever, is like you get 1,000 of those a day, but you don't get 1,000 like I don't know, somebody poses an interesting question to you or something that like makes you think, you're like, oh, this is
would you rather this or that?
Yeah, would you rather? Just like something that gets your brain moving rather than, because I don't think these guys know that they're horny right on the spot, but you're not at that moment when you're answering DMs. You know what I mean? Like, so I think it. If you saw Bert and you just like said something like cool, or you brought up like an old episode of something he did and asked him about something, I don't know. I think it would just he'd probably be a more memorable conversation than, you're not gonna get naked, are you?
You're not gonna pull out your
like
dick.
what do you think he's gonna do? Like, how do you think he's gonna interact with you in the airport if you just come up to him right like that? Like, wouldn't you rather have just like a cool interaction? So maybe when you met him like a year later or something like that, you'd be like, hey man, do you remember Cincinnati Airport? You know, we shared a shot together and we talked about tattoos and how everybody's pronouncing it wrong or something like that, you know?
Why Speedos are more comfortable than other bathing wear.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I had, like, the first time we met Bert, I had some time where he just was talking with me, and I always feel like I squandered that time. Like, I was just nervous and excited, and I let him, like, say things to me or hype me up, but I wish I just would have been like, hey Bert, like, where's something's burning? Are you gonna bring it back? That's one of the best things you've done. Like, I wish I would have talked to him more.
Yeah, but I mean, you didn't
about what
ruin
he was
it.
doing. Yeah.
You know, you
but I get how someone can, like, baby walrus and just be like, ooh, this is my shot, you know, or just kind of let the moment pass and not think of something interesting to say.
But they do it too. I was just watching the Something's Burning with the Bussin' with the Boys guys, and Shane Gillis stopped in. It was like when they were in Arizona, you know, they're doing it outside for the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So they just released it a few days ago or something like that, or maybe a few hours ago. I'm not sure. And Shane Gillis was talking about being at a party the night before with all these like football players, and he like introduced himself to like Micah Parsons or something like that, and like just like, I went to this high school, and he's all dressed in this Eagles gear, and he goes, I look like a fan in the house, and it was on his way out, so he's like, he just hung his head and just kind of ran out. Yeah. But he had the same thing. He was probably thinking about it for all night. It's like, God, I'm so stupid. Why did
I know. Yeah, at least that makes me feel better.
Yeah, I think everybody does it, and you know, Bert has admitted to doing it so many times of like.
True.
What he thinks is screwing up, you know. I just don't think celebrities think about it as much as the person that met them, no matter what celebrity.
I think you're completely right. I mean?
So, what else was in that show? Or the episode 190?
They talked about eat a booty gang. I was going to ask if you advise people to eat booties. Maybe if you're not comfortable to say whether you do or don't. Would or wouldn't.
Do whatever you want. I mean, like, I would advise like it being clean down there. I wouldn't just like some random girl with like, I don't know, what do you get from poo? Hep C or something like that.
You're taking it too far, Mr. Syke.
I don't necessarily think that's far. I think that's right on the tongue there. I mean, that's not far at all. It's actually really close. It's the closest thing to it.
I feel like you're putting people off of the booty.
No, I don't know. If you're with the person you like and you both showered and all clean, I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
All right.
It's fine. Have you done it?
Yes.
I know you've done it. I don't know. Like, I think the younger kids are doing it, right? Isn't that like the thing for them?
It's like the thing.
Right. Do whatever you want sexually between two consenting adults. Yes. I will never, if you want to.
Booty eating is in. Squirting is in.
Go ahead. Squirting, booty eating, do it all. Be open and do it all.
Yes. Well put, Mr. Syke.
Yeah.
The next question I was going to ask you is, which rapper would you most want to party with?
I mean, I like rap. It would, you know what? It would. But I just don't know, like, the new, like, none of these new guys.
It'd be
like,
somebody
me at all.
old school.
It'd be somebody that's, like, dead, probably, like Tupac. Yeah. It would be, like, a 90s, like, I'd want them to take me to, like
West Coast, like, whatever.
Compton. And, like, just for one day, just, like, see where they grew up and do, like, the, you know, all just, like, the crazy shit, you know? Maybe, like, a drive-by or something. But no, like you know, like Snoop or somebody like that. I guess like Snoop, Tupac, Biggie, like, you know, just to be the dumb little white kid, like being like, all right, let's go, let's ride down the street in these like bikes, you know, and beach cruisers and drink 40s and do all that kind of stuff. Me, I was doing like Edward 40 hands with 40s, you know, like something that they would probably never do in the hood, you know.
Maybe you could teach them Edward 40 hands. They would find it endearing.
No, Dre, what you do is you take duct tape. You got to open the thing with your mouth.
You might want to have your fly open in case.
In case you got to pee, you want to hang it out. Or else you got to pee your pants if you can't finish them both thing quick enough.
Dude, you're taping beer to your hands and your dick's out of your pants. Well, it's a game.
That's the whitest shit I've ever. Yeah, so probably them. Who would your rapper be?
I got stuck on DMX when they were saying that DMX was just the craziest person ever to go anywhere with.
I don't know if I'd want like crazy. Like, oh, like actually, they did say Puff Daddy, Diddy, P Diddy, or whatever you want to call it. And I kept on thinking of Get Him to the Greek. Like partying with him, if he was that character, it'd probably be him.
Yeah.
What was his name? I got 21 kookaroos. Y'all don't know. Y'all don't own no kookaroos.
Sergio gonna be all right.
Sergio gonna be all right.
Such a good movie.
How many kookaroos you own? What else was that? In this one, yeah, I don't have too many more notes for this one. They started talking about languages. I remember it was like a week ago, and when I listened to this one, so it's not fresh in my memory like Ari's is.
Yeah, and then Tom brought a little bit of that back this week too, where he was talking about
Hebrew.
Yeah, how much he loves. I thought he said Babbel, which language app he's using, but how much he loves just like picking up a little bit just to mess with people.
Oh yeah, I got it. I knew somebody that knew Spanish, and he married a Mexican girl, and her family hated him, and he didn't let them know that he knew Spanish, like for like 2 months.
Oh, that's rough.
But it kind of flipped them because like they were at which is actually pretty funny, because what they said about him is what we always used to say about him. He was in the military with us because he ate like a cow, and his mouth is always open. Well, anyway, the parents were talking, in Spanish, and they said he eats like a cow.
Yeah.
And then he just kind of looked up and just went moo. And then I guess everybody laughed, and that was kind of like the icebreaker, and they accepted him after that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
It's a good thing they didn't like go really dark with it.
Yeah, exactly. Where do we bury his body? What side of which country do we do it?
Oh shit. That's really funny though. That would have been a good one if he possibly could have saved that for years.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I would let it go forever.
Oh yeah.
What
bring it out at the
okay,
right
so
time.
Recap episode 190. It's squirting's real.
For
yes
sure.
Or no? Okay.
Yes.
You have squirted.
I have squirted. I have been front row and center. I've seen squirting happen. It's very impressive. Everyone should try.
Yes. Your fans should talk to you more like a friend then.
But I'm
You're very open to the other one too.
I'm very
like you don't look at it like ugh.
Yeah.
You're just like
I regularly have people come in like extra worked up. We just had someone come in like way
really
excited. Yeah.
Well, like it's just you just don't have that much more to say to those people, right? Like when they come in extra excited, it's just kind of like because they want to keep it going and going, and like, hey, I'm not.
It's hard to match that energy. Yeah. It's great to come in at a level where I can meet you, and then we can just be buds.
Yeah, gotcha.
I get it. It's all right.
All right, the next episode, since we're doing 2 for 1, a twofer,
Yes.
is the most recent one with Ari Shaffir.
Ari Shaffir.
What'd you think of this one?
I dug it.
Do you like Ari?
Yeah, I think I'm a little predisposed to not like Ari, just based on him drugging Bert.
Yeah.
Just various like but I appreciate his super, super long running gags that he pulls on people. Just little snippets makes me think he might be a dick, but is also hilarious.
But like a friendly dick. I couldn't have a friend like him. A friend that did that, over, like what he was talking about, like knocking food out of your hand, like it's on the ground and it like can't be eaten. I would be like, what's also funny? A broken rib, and then bye. just right to the side.
My
And then
God,
just,
that was my goddamn burrito.
Yeah. And then I just would just laugh. And then if we could have a friendship like that where every time he did something stupid like that, I could break his rib, we'd be the best of friends. But he wouldn't want to be punched. I guarantee it.
When he's like smearing shit under your door handle. Like, there's no retaliation for that.
But on the other hand, it's very entertaining to listen to when it's not happening to you.
It is.
Does that make sense?
It is.
But yeah, the drugging of Bert, but he's a funny dude. He's like a really funny dude. It's just like there's zero chance. It would be like being friends with the Jackass crew. It would be impossible to be friends with those guys because you always have to sit there and worry.
Invite every possible thing.
Like, no, I don't want that. I don't need that. I don't need that in my life. Maybe when I was younger, I guess. But now, oh my gosh, if I'm carrying a plate of food, or if I just made something and then you come and just smash it on the ground like a bully, and for a gag, for a long running gag, you will get punched, and you will get punched hard. And then if you're cool with that, if that's the back and forth we can have, then we can be friends.
We can continue.
But my guess is those guys don't want to be punched.
Don't want to be.
They don't want to fight.
I thought you were going to say don't want to be friends with you.
Oh yeah. Or they don't want to be friends with me. That's fine.
No, he would like to be your buddy.
Yeah. I don't know, things that don't involve like physical pranks. I'm trying to think I don't mind pranking your friends or whatever. Like, I don't know, stealing their seat at a bar or moving. I don't know, like something stupid like that. Like moving their coat.
That's
I don't know.
so rare to see any of that happening past your early 20s though. Like it's definitely an anomaly to have Ari just be a grown man continuing to pull.
Yeah, if you're in your 40s and you fall asleep
pranks
around your friends, you don't expect to be like drawn on and stuff like that.
True,
you expect everybody to be in bed fairly soon after you, and you guys wake up and start drinking at breakfast, or something what an adult would do. They start talking about nude beaches. Have you been to a nude beach?
No, and I would love to go to a nude beach.
Well, that's a two-parter. Would you go to a nude beach?
Yes, please.
I know that's a dumb question. I know you would.
I love naked
we've
people.
We've been to nude pools, or at least topless pools.
Yeah, we've been to topless pools.
In Vegas.
That's kind of... I think that's different than the vibe that I would appreciate. Like, I just like seeing every type of body.
Yeah.
Letting it all hang out.
Yeah.
And topless pools is like... they curate who's in there.
That's right.
It's just hot, fake titties.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. No. Believe me. But I want to see some saggy titties. I want to see, I just want to see the
hairy
spectrum.
Bush nuns.
I want to see some hairy bush nuns. Droopy balls. I want to see it all.
Yeah. All right. Did you see it, kind of off topic, but on topic, Jennifer Lawrence in her new movie has a full nude scene of like minutes of her on a beach, like wrestling with guys. And I guess she's fully like... I
would love to see that. She looks extremely hot in her new movie as well.
I just watched her Hot Ones episode. Ooh. And it's pretty funny. She's like crying, like literally crying. She doesn't know what to do. She said she violently threw up afterwards too on an interview recently. Yeah. But anyway, so nude beaches. Yeah, you would go. Do you remember when we went to the topless pool and I got to feel your boobs? We were still dating at the time. Maybe we were married.
I feel like we might have told this story on
all the guys were looking at me
podcast,
because we were trying to judge fake boobs, and I'm feeling too...
I was gonna get my boobs redone, and then I'm like, baby, come here, feel her boobs. Yeah, these are the ones I'm gonna get, and then you're just like, I don't know.
Yeah. and I'm like shit faced at that time.
And then all these dudes are just like, fuck that guy.
Yeah. They were pretty pissed at me because I was the only one with like 5 or 6 girls. Everyone's just
you were just feeling all the titties.
I'm feeling titties. Everybody's like, came to Vegas so that fucking guy can feel all my titties.
We rolled with an awesome stripper crew back in the day.
Oh yeah, that was fun. We got it anywhere for free.
That's true.
So nude beach. Okay, we'll have to go to a nude beach sooner or later.
Yes, please.
there was a couple things, and you kind of know this about me, but I could tell what Bert was talking about when they called him on the phone.
That was so like you. I loved that part.
Really? Right?
Yeah.
So I
he
wrote
sounded
down
just like you.
Yeah. I said Bert knows what's good, and he knows and knows how much everyone's night will be better with this Thai food that he knows about and likes. And I'm the same way, because I know how to curate like fun when we're out. I know what good meals are. I know what the good restaurants are. I know what the good places to go chill are. And I know that every place that I choose, people will have fun. Yeah. And I know that other places that the other people will choose, I know when somebody doesn't care.
Yeah.
And somebody like Joe List doing what he was doing to Bert would have just fucking infuriated me if I was Bert. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm going out to get all this good food and like, oh, I'm ordering pizza too, like, or whatever. I'd be pissed. But the one part he pointed out was like
no one asked for this.
Yeah, like no one asked for this or whatever. Because basically, if there's not a center, like Bert's a center. Yeah. Right. He's the one that, like, you know, you put him at the middle of the table during a big group, and he can coordinate the chat. You know what I mean? Because if he's on the end of the table, then the other end of the table just gets quiet and nobody's talking back and forth. Yeah. You put him in the middle. Like Larry David did a whole episode of Curb about this. You put somebody in the middle like Bert, then the whole table's having fun, and he's the conduit of bouncing everything off.
But you cannot have a bland person in the center.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. But yeah, Joe List, who's a funny dude, but and so when you're the expert of fun like Bert is, and like all these like squares chime in like, oh, what, like, we're just ordering pizza, we're doing this, or let's just go to this bar down the street. Let's go to TGI Fridays.
Here?
Yeah, can you get chicken parm? And I can see how Bert gets pissed. Yeah, like, you fucking losers! You have no idea how to have fun.
He sounded so like you. Yeah. I think you guys just share the same soul in that, at least that part. Yeah. And you particularly hate having an unwieldy group where you know already not everyone can be pleased. And then it falls on you to be like, okay, guys, here's what we're doing. Like, yes. Some people are going to be pissed. We're moving this party right along, and we're going to get something that's good. Yeah, yeah. And I've seen you be in that role
because
before.
Nobody, we don't go on vacations with groups of people because it's the worst. Because nobody can make a decision. It kind of plays into my conspiracy theory.
About 9/11.
Well, about no.
Oh, I thought you
were about anything.
About how no one can plan anything.
Yeah, no, like all these giant conspiracy theories about all these huge events that have happened in the past like 5-6 decades. And everybody thinks that just like thousands of people can get on the same page and pull this stuff off, specifically the government. You know what I mean? And one breath they say the government's horrible, can't do anything. And then the other breath, it's the government that put together this giant conspiracy and they execute it flawlessly. You know, like those people that do that are fucking morons. But it's the same concept of like, you know, I say, yeah, you can't get a group of people on vacation, 6 people decide where you want to go for dinner, but you can get thousands to coordinate, you know, buildings expling and planes and all this. I was like, yeah, okay, buddy, you know, smart. You're so smart. But another thing that I hate is when somebody that's clearly doing something wrong, like when Bert pointed out that Joe List was swinging a baseball bat wrong, and he goes, "Do you want me to help you?" And then they go, "No, I'm fine."
Oh yeah,
drives me up the fucking wall. Like if somebody's just like,
"Think of you too."
No, I'm fine. I'm having fun doing it this way. And I'm just like, but you could do it better. You could hit the ball farther. You could do this. Why do you not want to do it better?
That's the epitome of stubborn.
I know.
That sounds like your mom. That sounds like our daughter sometimes too.
Yes.
No, I'm fine.
Well, I've had
you've had that discussion with both of them. I know it for a fact.
Yeah. Just do it. I just hate when somebody doesn't want to learn.
Yeah.
I hate it. Like if I'm doing something wrong, it's like, hey man, did you know you could do this? I'm like, oh my God, please teach me because I don't want somebody to look at me and go, "Oh my God, he's doing that wrong."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just what do I got to do to
teach
do
me
it better?
everything. I love to learn.
Yeah. I just, and so I'm surprised Bert did it. Like on that phone call wasn't like that motherfucker.
Yeah. Bert is so self-aware. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
He is very self-corrective. But yeah, it made me think of you immediately. Those were all things that I've heard you say before, I guarantee.
What made me think of you was the giant bloody hemorrhoid. Just kidding. That part was, I almost had to like turn down the radio when he's like, "Oh yeah, they tie it off," and it's still like, and he's talking about the girl.
I've read about that before, that they like tie it off and then has to just lose blood flow.
He's talking about the girl wanted to lick down there. And he's just like, "Oh, you know," and Tom's like, "Did you let her?" And he's like, "Well, yeah." Like, oh, no.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
That was bad. What else you got from this episode?
The only other thing I had written down, and this is taking it back a little bit to the bachelor party conversation. I thought it was really funny of Tom. I think he was pretty serious about this, to be like, "Oh, Joe List sounds like a good guy. Like, doesn't drink, doesn't want to do anything.
Oh yeah.
Like, I want to hang out with him." And then I was gonna ask if you would want to be the event chair for a bachelor party, or if that, like, I thought it was cute that Bert was willing to step up and be like, "I know fun, I know good food, I know what we need to do to like keep this party moving along." Or would that be too much stress for you to be in that role, if that makes sense?
No, that's good. The stress when it comes to that, and it ends up being that I spend more money. My only stress coordinating a bunch of people, as long as they're all like, "Adam, you just say where we're going, and that's where we're going." Like, but I like to set stuff up like, okay, we're going to here, and it's, we're, one check, two people are gonna split it down the middle or whatever. Like, I don't like if I go, I want to go all out. And then sometimes if you're with a group of guys, and maybe they have that dynamic too, because some of the comedians are bigger than the others, of who has more money and who's like, who doesn't.
Yeah.
So, but that's kind of like in the real world too. Like, maybe some people at this party don't make as much as I make. And then I'm like, "We're going to this club and we're going to do this."
And it's bottle service.
Yeah.
And then everyone's kind of like, "God, I'm cool just grabbing a beer."
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Yeah,
so,
it's awkward.
but then you're just like, I got it covered, because you want everybody to have a good time. And, like sometimes when we like invite friends out and like, "We're going to this restaurant," we realize, man, it's probably a fancy restaurant. We don't even like, we'll do this once a week, but maybe they already had their going out budget, and now we're bringing them to where they're obviously going to spend like $250, $300, and sometimes we'll just pick up the check and just be like, "Oh no, it's on us tonight," or whatever. Cause it's just, rather than having that conversation, it's like, I'd just rather just pay for it. And
it's awkward. It creates stress for people if that's not what they wanted. They're resistant to having fun, doing that. They didn't plan on spending money that way. Yeah.
So I could easily be an event coordinator or whatever, but as soon as somebody started bitching, I'd like lose my shit like Bert did.
Easily.
I just like, shut up, trust me, what we're doing, I will make sure you have fun. Fun for everybody.
No chance that this isn't a good time.
Exactly. I've been to bachelor parties or joined up as some bachelor parties in Vegas where like it was high school friends and stuff like that, and like half the guys are like, because I worked it through some of our friends to get us to like the Voodoo Lounge or like one of those rooftop bars, and we were taken care of, and then like half the guys were like, they're just sitting in the room drinking, like we're like almost like they're pre-gaming for like a sporting event, and then like, let's turn on a porn, and they're watching porn. I'm like, guys, there's so much more fun to be had.
Here for? Yeah.
But whatever.
Good coordination, Mr. Psych.
Yeah. Have you ever done a bachelorette party?
Yeah. It's a good question. Not nearly as many as you've done bachelor parties, I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever done a bachelor party?
Oh yeah. Man, that's a really good question. Yeah. When one of my best friends got married, and then we had a joint, sounds kind of lame actually, like a joint bachelorette party.
We did?
Where everybody went out together the night before. Yeah.
Where did everybody go?
Peppermill was the final stop, and we had a big limo. I have no idea where else we went. I don't remember it at all. We were drinking.
Wow.
Yeah?
I don't remember.
I can tell you later who was there. I remember that part.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I've probably been to like 2 bachelorette parties. I just had to cancel one a couple weeks ago because our babysitter was sick. I don't know if you remember that. But I feel...
You've never done like the penis straw sashes and like stuff like that, right?
No.
Yeah.
Sadly.
We see it all the time. Yeah.
Party bus.
The woohoo party bus.
Nope, no woohoo party bus.
It would be cool to do that maybe once, but...
Oh, no.
It's annoying when you see it from...
Yeah. And I feel like it's annoying. Like, I feel like there's a lot of infighting in the big girl groups.
Oh, I can't imagine.
Because everyone's pulled together.
I can't imagine.
Tensions run high.
I would see those like Instagram posts of girls that are out like together doing that in their rooms, their hotel rooms. Because, you know, they're out and they're like sharing like 3-door room are just the most insane organized mess of makeup bags, workout bags, you know, you name it. It's just shit all over the room. It's so crazy. I'm like, oh my God, how do these people like have a hotel room like this? And then they go out and do their thing.
And then you go to a hotel room with me and you're like, oh, I see.
Yeah.
I get it.
Then I live with you and open your car door and I get it.
No.
I get it.
Yeah, it'd be fun though. I feel like it'd be fun to coordinate outfits and wear sashes and try to get guys to drink through your penis straw. But I'm pretty sure you do it one time and then it's actually not that fun.
Yeah, I would say so.
Sadly.
What's your feeling on, 'cause I don't know, you might talk about this, bachelors or bachelorettes, like one final thing before so they're in a different time zone or different area code. Is it legal?
Grody. No, it's totally cheating. You have a commitment to someone who does not expect that you are having sex behind their back.
Yes,
that's totally cheap.
And what as the percentage of guys do you think that would cheat on their fiance for the last night?
I don't want to know. I probably don't want to think about how high it is. I believe it's over 50.
Really?
Yes.
How many girls?
But that is a skewed perspective on my part because
you were in an industry.
I worked in strip clubs for so long where it was tons of bachelor parties and
every guy would give you their card.
And I think it self-selects, like the bachelor parties that want to go out to a strip club and know that the bachelor like wants lap dances bought for him. Those are probably the ones that are already leaning towards one final.
Yeah. One final hoorah before the old ball and chain is connected. Like, why would you even get married if you felt like that?
She would want this for me.
Yeah.
I would never tell her, but she probably would want it.
Girls do you think do that? And then also how like the percentage of girls is probably lower. Yeah. I've seen some drunk brides
some drunk brides that are trying to make something happen.
Do you think any of their...
It's a little lower for women, let's say.
Do you think any of their fiancés at home, do you think there's a percentage that's like, I know they're going to do something at the bachelor party, but I'm cool with it?
That's a good question.
Probably more girls than guys.
Probably more girls that are
cool with
resigned to it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Interesting.
It's pretty icky though.
Yeah.
Bums me out.
I don't know why you'd start your marriage like that.
Yeah, man.
You know?
Yeah. That's the one part of strip club culture that I was like, ooh, that's gross.
What was the best part of strip
You're
club
about to
culture?
get married. Thin sweatpants, obviously.
On the guys or girls? Oh, that's great. How many guys actually came in with the thin sweatpants?
Pretty frequent.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
Oh, I think. Oh, no. Sorry.
Still recording?
Yeah.
Glad we caught that one. All right, let's end it. We got to get to bed.
Let's end it.
But,
Mr. Sykes going to put his super thin sweatpants on for me.
That's right.
Just like back
Let's
in the
go.
day.
All right.
Let's go.
Ooh, don't let your boobs fall out
Oh,
there.
no. I'm not going to do it. Maddie, Mr. Syke and Maddie. She doesn't wear a bra, and neither does he.
We should do a topless podcast and put it on your OnlyFans.
And we could put it on Patreon.
You
Oh,
can?
no, we can't.
I think you're OF.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah.
Topless pod.
All right. Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.